Hello everybody, I'm /VC. Welcome back to Cataclysm. These are the adventures of Kanji Gurakawa and his deputy, Deputy Hodges. I think where we left it last time, let's go back to our bus real quick. I need to grab a hacksaw. We were going to disassemble that robot and check out some Hub 01 missions to get some hub coins. I believe our tools are here and we needed a hacksaw. Yep, give me one of those. Alright. Right there's where we left the prototype robot in the last mission. Yes, the moose. Near a tiny meat cocoon. Okay, Kanji, let's go. Hey, my escape key is stuck. There we go. Let's go the other way. And I think we made just a big enough circle around that moose. Alright, here's the prototype robot. Oh, you need a soldering iron now. It didn't tell us everything we needed to start with, did it? Soldering iron with 20 charges. Well, we have that too. So much for a comprehensive list. That's okay, at least Cataclysm tells us what we need. Try to get around that moose. I guess he's babysitting the meat cocoon. And we can now do it. It will give us some interesting things. Well, it'll give us a electronic scrap and 2 electric motors, also a plutonium fuel cell, allegedly. Let's put it down and start working. Oh, looks like we're still wielding the EMP grenade. Oh no, don't get dark on me. Oh good, apparently we can do this in the dark. No, I can't see well enough. Okay. Well, do we have a candle? How come we're not keeping a candle in our inventory anymore? All right, what about a... You can use a cell phone. Oh. Oh, the cell phone is broken because the EMP blast got it. Same thing with the camera. Okay. Need to get rid of those. And the flashlight's out of charges, but that's okay. We can unload the camera and reload flashlight with the camera battery. Yeah. Okay. We can turn the flashlight on and finish disassembling the robot. Wait a minute. Huh. Okay, we've got to wield the in-progress disassembly of the robot and then apply it. Okay, there we go. We recovered a stun gun, 2 electric motors, 3 power converters, and 2 electronic scraps, 12 chunks of steel, and it's all normal stuff. That plutonium fuel cell, what does that do? We didn't get it yet. 2 electric motors are too heavy to pick up. I mean, how big of an electric motor are these things? Oh, they're 55 pounds each. Wow. Okay. That's like an actual electric motor. I'm thinking about the tiny one. Is it this key? No. This key? No. This key. There we go. You could install it in a vehicle as an electric motor. I'll be darned. Huh. You could also disassemble it, which would yield solder, amplifier circuits, copper wire, bearings, lumps of steel, electronic scraps. I'll be darned. Let's look at the fuel cell. It says this is neither a fuel cell. It's called a plutonium fuel cell. This is neither a fuel cell nor nuclear, but the name stuck. It uses plutonium-244 as a catalyst to stabilize a complicated nano compound. Is that a technical term? That can store enormous amounts of power. Unfortunately, it cannot be recharged by conventional means. Expended cells had to be sent to a central processing or reprocessing facility that almost certainly doesn't exist anymore. Okay. This ammo never misfires. Barter value $2.50. Okay. Well. So I have an idea. Well, yeah, because these fuel cells are only 5 liters, actually. Oh, let's turn the flashlight off for now, so that we're not moose bait. Where are we? Totally missed our destination. I know the really pro players hold on to these electric motors. I'll probably hold on to one. All right, I'm going to identify myself. And then, hey, your scientist was wearing some kind of armor. What is it? Well, we've been working on specialized gear for potential agents in the field, given the hardware we have available. Given the risks we've observed from here, it seemed astute. It seems we still have some work to do. Yes, indeed. Oh, hey, look at this. The intercom goes quiet for a moment. You hear a brief exchange on the other end, and then the microphone squeals as the voice gets closer again. As additional payment for helping to resolve the situation, feel free to keep the modular defense system. The core armor platform is solid, and we've been iterating on supplementary pieces that we would be willing to trade to you. I've always wanted to be a lab rat. Yes, mercenary? Listen, something happened earlier. The world got bad. Things felt very wrong. Do you know about what that was? That question has a complicated answer. I'd like to hear it. Understand that I'm not an expert about this. The voice sighs. You hear the person on the other side typing on a keyboard for several seconds. I'll explain it as best I can, but again, I'm not a professional. Whatever caused the apocalypse, it broke something about the way our world works. I'm sure you've noticed that normal physics don't always apply anymore. We are, as of right now, uncertain if our models were wrong or if this is something fundamentally different to our reality. So it's like three-body problem. From what we've observed, these events are what happen at the peak of a cyclical effect. This is a gross oversimplification, and I don't know the science behind it, but I guess the simplest way to think of it is that our reality is moving closer and further from this other place or model or so on, like a yo-yo. When these two things are closest together, we get portal storms. Otherwise, things are, I wouldn't say normal, not anymore, but they are as close to normal as we get now. Reading a footnote here, we're looking to gather data about these storms using a device developed specifically for the purpose. I'll add that to your contracts list if you want to know more about it. You know, I want to stop here and say that comparing the appearance of the portal storms to a yo-yo is about typical of our scientists, in my opinion. I keep seeing guys like Mikio Kaku and other dudes who try to do the thing with the piece of paper that you stick a pencil through it and then the holes line up and then they look at you like they've really done something. You go, you know, as children, we used to punch holes in paper. I mean, is that really the best you've got? And then they try to explain it, but then they can't explain it. And then we're supposed to think, oh, wow, these guys really know something beyond words. But I don't know. The older I get, the less I think so. I think that they can put a pencil through a piece of paper, but they can't write much on it. This is what I've seen. This is what I've seen. It's just what I've seen. That's all I'm saying. And like, you want to explain that like an adult? Sorry, I can't. But it's like a yo-yo, huh? But the reason I bring this up is because, these dudes have weird bombs and shit, and they don't seem to be smart enough to explain in simple terms what the hell they're talking about, yet they've got these weird bombs. And that is the scary part, I think. But anyway, whatever. Are there any warning signs? In a way, in the days and hours leading up to one of these events, you may see things that are obviously out of place or that don't make sense. This is most clear during the nighttime, but you can see it during the day too. If this happens once, take note of it. If it happens again, be ready for anything. Is there a way to stay safe during one? Yes and no. When something like this is going on, the storm is going to affect you one way or another. But being outside is much more dangerous. If you can, find a solid shelter. Stay as far away from the outer walls as you can. Being underground is probably a good idea. There are likely undocumented psychological effects. Use your best judgment and your common sense. Okay. I'm gonna let that one slide with no comment. Okay, that sounds pretty bad. Is this going to get worse? Unfortunately, it seems likely. This isn't exactly something that we can measure with traditional instruments, but observation has shown that they're not likely to get better. By far, the strongest so far was at the center of the cataclysm, and while we cannot accurately predict what the future holds, our projections are not optimistic. I wish I could tell you anything else, but I would advise you to get used to seeing them going forward. See. How can you know all of this? And we have a vested interest in determining how these events will influence the future of the planet, as should you. Most of the equipment inside of this facility has remained in working order, and although the internet no longer exists in a functional way, we still have a plethora of information that was stored locally prior to the end of days. We are monitoring and documenting these portal storms, and we will continue to do so for the foreseeable future. Well, is there anything useful I could find in one of these storms? Potentially. We recently came into possession of a of a video taken during the first days of the reckoning using a home camcorder. We have ruled out possible tampering and conclude that the recording is legitimate. It depicts an entity that appeared to rapidly change shape, but responded especially strongly to human presence. Eventually, the entity reshaped itself into a small object, which the author of the recording claimed had anomalous properties. Subsequent entities of this type have failed to manifest during remote observation of the phenomenon. We hypothesize that if they do exist at all, they may only appear in response to human presence. While we consider the hypothesis too dangerous and too uncertain to test, using our own resources, we would be eager to hear the results if you attempted to do so yourself. Thanks for the information. Did I ask them what the hell they were testing out there? I don't think so. It was a modified Raytheon chassis with a custom AI. We'd hoped that it would interact with the outside world for us, but you know how well that went. That particular line of study is now on hiatus, given that the project led, well, you know. Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about contracts. First of all, before we do even see what this is or where it goes, I want to look at hazard meteorology. As we mentioned before, our research into the portal storm phenomena requires that we obtain additional data to verify our own local measurements. Recording this data will require you to carry a scientific instrument called a NRE recorder on your person while outside in the storm for around 6 minutes. The recording instrument will be provided at no cost if you choose to accept. We offer the standard hazard pay of 4 HGC for completion of this contract. Well, how does the recorder work? Once the storm starts, it should be enough to walk outside while carrying the NRE, as the recording requires no particular actions on your part. Research insists on the fact that you must personally carry the NRE on your person to take accurate measurements, so leaving it outside while you take shelter won't work. I'd explain the synchronistic relations that demand this, but I didn't really understand that part myself, so... Oh, and you might may to obtain. Huh, okay, interesting use of the English language there. It maybe even be correct. Oh, and you might may to obtain a high caliber firearm before attempting to take the measurements. Just in case things start leaking into prime. Okay. How will I know when I've been outside long enough? The recorder will beep once it has recorded enough data for a report. The longer you stay outside, however, the higher the quality and quantity of the data will be. While you are only expected to obtain the minimum viable report that the NRE can produce, we are willing to offer increased pay for higher quality recordings. Do I need to physically hold the recorder in my hands? You do not. All that is required is that you have it somewhere on your person. It will function equally well inside of a bag as it would in your own hands. Your preferred method of carrying the instrument will be enough to collect data as long as it is directly carried on your person. And what if I put it inside 10 garbage bags? Are we still good? If I lose the recorder or break it, what should I do? The recorder is not irreplaceable, but it is constructed using delicate components that are now in short supply. We'll manufacture those delicate components, man. In the event that the device is rendered non-functional, we are willing to provide a replacement at an equivalent cost. Specifically, if you can locate an NRE microphone, which can be located in certain laboratories, then we are willing to provide a replacement recorder in exchange for it. All right, fine. Let's do some science. They give me an NRE recorder and a light battery. Transferring the recorder now. The intercom tray slides open, revealing a hefty, bare-bones device and a light battery to accompany it. Please remember to exercise caution. The effects of the portal storms on human physiology are poorly understood. Okay. Now I'm curious about the missions. So we have contract, return to sender. The intercom says, when the portal storm started, the government issued an evacuation order for critical personnel and sent convoys to retrieve them. With our head of AI research among the recalled, we recently discovered that he died when the convoy transferring him was ambushed in the initial chaos, but his corpse and belongings might remain intact enough to benefit from his research. We want you to travel to the convoy and locate the body if possible. His evacuation protocol included retrieving and storing as much of the data from his facility as possible, to be stored in a code-locked hard case. If this hard case is present, retrieve it and bring it back here. We offer the standard pay of 4 HGC for this contract. And what should I expect to go up against? The convoy was composed of vehicles and personnel from the U.S. Army, and it was heavily armed. Our surveillance of the area has shown that the majority of the slain military personnel have revived, including one wearing a light combat exoskeleton. Resistance will be heavy, but if possible, you may be able to locate and retrieve the hard case. Then exfiltrate without direct combat, as long as you can outpace the undead there. Otherwise, bring a rifle and plenty of ammo. Well, who was this person and what did they look like? Officially speaking, they were a senior DARPA researcher. Their corpse should stick out. It's likely the only one not wearing camouflage. That's all you need to know. Yeah, I'll take it. Where's the convoy? It was ambushed on the road. The intercom recites a series of coordinates. Report back with the hard case. If the researcher brought it with him, it will be intact. Have no doubt about that. Oh, I just clicked on the next mission by accident, but that's okay. Let's read that one too. Yeah, okay. Here we go. This is regarding Iron Safari contract. So the intercom says, one of our scout drones spotted a partially malfunctioning robot of unconventional make while tracking an anomalous radiation spike close by. We project that much knowledge could be gained from a close examination of this subject, and you would be tasked to retrieve it for us intact. We will equip you with a prototype rifle and instructions on how to use it and deactivate the robot if you accept. The success of this contract requires that the subject be brought back in an inactive state and not destroyed. A ruined robot is of no scientific value. We emphasize that you use the prototype to complete this task. An EMP blast would likely destroy the subject outright. Completion of this contract awards 2 HGC, and you will be able to keep the prototype and the equipment used to operate it. That's interesting. Tell me about this prototype. If you'll give me a moment, you hear the sounds of typing. Its working name is the HM12. It functions similarly to a laser, but is specifically designed to incapacitate robots without harming their internals. Once a subject is stunned, it can be manually deactivated. A shot will only stun the robot if you manage to hit its main sensory array, which will rely on your aim. After a stunning shot, you might proceed to the deactivation attempts by examining the robot from up close. Is that gonna require, like, computer skill? Because I don't know if we got any. Yes, okay. Well, what is this robot and what does it look like? We're as of yet uncertain of its origin and purpose. Its body most closely resembles a pyramid on what we believe are 3 sets of legs for mobility. It is lightly armed. Oh. And has attacked our CAM spy drones using high-voltage electric discharge. We theorize that this is most likely for deterrence and not to cause direct harm. Nonetheless, we need to emphasize that its full capabilities are unknown, and we do not know how it will react when confronted with a living threat. You got a deal. Track down your robot. The intercom gives you a UPS. The intercom gives you a heavy battery. The intercom gives you a trifacet handling procedures. What? Okay. The intercom gives you a HM12 Dazzle rifle. Okay. Lovely. Just a moment. We will transfer the prototype and the handling procedures, which include information of its last recorded location. The intercom tray thumps several items as objects are placed onto it. After about a minute, it slides open, revealing a slender weapon that looks a bit like a radar gun, a heavy battery, a sheaf of papers, and a binder and a UPS. The HM12 draws power from a connected UPS. Please remember to bring the specimen back intact. Battered salvage is of no use to us. To safely perform the task of deactivation, please review the provided documentation and pay special attention to the procedures detailed in subsections 4 and 6. No, 7. 4 and 7. Okay. Feel like I need to take a screenshot of that. Yes, do that, Jack. Do that, Slashem. Let's take a screenshot. I don't want to forget that. Okay, there you are. Taking a save. Okay, we got that. 4 and 7. Don't do anything stupid. Right. Okay, let's trade. Now, here's the thing, folks. I was wondering if you'd be interested in these robot parts that I picked up just for... Wow. Trifacet handling procedures, 1250. I could just trade them right back. There you go. Look, electric motors, 750 each. Nice. Chunks of steel, electric scraps. Plutonium fuel cell. Yeah, mostly worthless. $1.25. Yeah. Okay. So, oh, we gotta check this armor out too. Look at that, 25 each. Wow, modular defense system even. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So what do we decide we're gonna give them? Oh, by the way, that EMP grenade, 20. Wow. Wow, EMP grenades are valuable. Oh, they want 60 each for theirs. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking about getting a manhack, but I know that we want to brush up on our electronics first, probably. So we've got the NRE recorder, right? Hey, what will they give me for broken camera, broken cell phone? Here, I'm going to trade you these things because they're worthless. UPS, that's valuable. Okay, we're going to trade them the electric motors. Okay, that'll give us $16 to work with. I may trade them the EMP grenade, to be honest. But I want, I forget what SICP is. Structure and interpretation of computer programs. Can bring your computer skill to 8. Wow. Requires computers 5 to understand. Yeah, good book, huh? Okay. There. We need a science ID card, at least one. I don't know if we need more than that or not, but we need one science ID card that I know of. And that still gives us 13 in credit, right? So we could get... Oh, okay. We can't do like the ballistic skirt or the turnout, whatever that is. EMA data. All right. We brought them that. Welding goggles. Oh, do we need a lab coat? Disposable batteries, right? Signal receiver, okay. Barometer. I want to get a manhack and check it out, I think. Oh, here we go. We can actually look at it like this. This is an inactive manhack, a fist-sized robot that flies through the air. This one is covered with whirring blades and attacks by throwing itself against its target. Use this item to reprogram and activate the manhack. Electronics and computer skill determine if the targeting matrix is reprogrammed successfully. So I think there's a possibility that this thing will turn against you if you don't have the skill. This is a skitterbot, an inactive skitterbot. Using this item involves placing it on the ground and turning it on. If reprogrammed and rewired successfully, the robot will race towards enemies and shock them. All right, I'm going to grab... How many did I get? An inactive manhack that gives me $5 of credit left. Which is not quite enough to get SICP. Maybe I should get SICP and read the hell up, right? I don't know. I was thinking I could get one more science ID card. I've already got an industrial ID card. Because I don't know if I need one or two to go into the labs. Let's get two of them, just to be safe. That gives me $1.75 in credit. All right. I have to go. So now, okay, the Dazzle rifle's too heavy to pick up, so let's wheel that. All right. Let's have a look at the Dazzle rifle. This prototype, quote, energy weapon was apparently manufactured by Hub 01. It somewhat resembles an oversized radar gun mounted on a rectangular frame of white sheet metal. It will temporarily stun robots if you manage to hit their sensors with a clean shot. Yeah, okay. Recommended strength, burst, 9. Loudness with current firing mode. Uses 1 charge of UPS per shot, eh? Oh, of course they gave me an unaccurized gun, right? Oh. Oh, I forgot to trade them the fuel cell. Oops, my bad. Guess we'll hold on to it. Let's favorite the science ID cards. Okay, we've got this extra clothing in our... I want to see if we can refit the modular defense system, I think. So, this is what we picked up off the scientist out in the field. It's a custom-designed poncho for the true frontier explorer, made with aramid fibers and robust ripstop nylon. Striped in brown and blue, the white seal of Hub 01 is blazoned proudly on the front. It features several quick access pouches attached to a waist drawstring and 2 waterproof dry bags for carrying liquids. It also features several tight clamps and Velcro strips around the waist and shoulders. Perhaps something attaches to them. Yes. Perhaps something does. Now, that by itself covers the hips, shoulders, thighs, torso, and upper arms, giving about 3, 6, 12 protection. Wow. Damn, that's actually really good, I think. But what do I know? I'm just a noob. So it's got these pockets with reservoir plus quick access pockets. It has a hood if your head is unencumbered. Is worn over your clothing will take a lot of abuse. It won't let water leak through, and it can be refitted. Now, it's also got hooks for the armored mantle, which holds a single armored plate, and for the armored skirt, which holds a single armored plate. It's also got an extra strap for a gun barrel. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pockets. Plus the mantle and the skirt. Wow. Let's see if we can put that. Oh, wait. I want to refit it first if possible. Let's go see about that. Taylor's kit, I guess. Needs to be reloaded. Whoops. Let's reload that with regular thread. Apply the Taylor's kit to... I can't see. Oh, of course. The engine starts up. You know what? Actually, Kunji's weary. We should go to sleep. Let's stop driving and let's use the earplugs. There we go. I plugged up my ears. All right, let's oh, we're very hungry. Let's grab a snack. Scroll from the bottom because I don't know. Excuse me, because I don't know why. Oh wow. Oh wow, look at all the rotten food. Woo. Okay, we need to get all that rotten food out of here. Let's just eat like couple of protein rations and some lemonade. And I was thinking we had like, ooh, B8. That'll give us our vitamins. Little pudding. That needs to be heated up, I think. Like when it were, I'm always tempted to just eat the ravioli, which I guess we probably could. But I always think, well, why didn't I just heat that up? No, I ain't going to. I'm just gonna eat it because I'm in a hurry. Damn, you know what? We're getting a little low on actual food, to be honest. Well, here we go. Get some yogurt. All right, you full, Kunji? Good. Go to sleep. And check this crap out in the daylight. All right, looks like sleeping's going to take a long time here. There's something out there moving around. Let me take a pause. I'll be back when he wakes up. All right. This is not a great place to sleep. Took forever. I want to see now, can we refit? I want to apply the tailor's kit, and can we refit the Hubba 1 jumpsuit? It's a poor fit. Looks like we've got it. Yep, we've got a good chance to do that. So good. Let's do that. Let's repeat until refitted. Hopefully we don't destroy it. It's kind of unlikely. There we go. Now, let's go back to item selection, and we want to do that here on our modular defense system. We can even put on a lab coat. Maybe we'll do that, but I don't know. So the modular defense system, we got a 6% chance of success and a 0.4% chance of failure. So it's really good. So I'm just going to repeat until success, failure, low. No, let's see. Wait. Refit. Repeat until refitted. Okay, boom. We've improved the fit. Now we could reinforce it, apparently, which is really good. So repeat until reinforced. Okay. And that's done. And the same thing on the jumpsuit. Oh, okay. Now the jumpsuit, though, now that we've refitted it, that's weird. Now that we've refitted it, we've got a higher chance of damaging it when trying to reinforce it. That's odd. Yeah, okay, let's not mess with that. We'll leave it alone. Just for fun, no. I wonder if our success chances vary with our mood or something. That may be. Or our focus dropped to 58. Is that why? But I don't know. Anyway, let's try putting some of that stuff on. So these can't be worn directly. So you've got to wear the modular defense system. Okay, now let's see what that conflicts with. That conflicts with our riot armor suit. I feel that we should compare those two things. That's capital I. First, our suit. I want to compare that riot armor suit with the modular defense system there. Okay, riot armor suit is on the left. It's got 68% to the 60% coverage. Ankles, arms, foot arches, legs, and torso. It's got higher encumbrance, it looks like. Warmth. It's got higher warmth. Yep, higher encumbrance, higher warmth, lower breathability. Torso protection is whatever this. How do you read this? 10%, 90%. What does that mean? I don't know. But anyway, apparently the torso protection is much higher for the riot armor suit. It's like 12.25, or it's currently 5.25. bash. But then it's got 12.25 over there in the green. So I don't know what the hell that means. It's got like potentially better ballistic protection. Do you guys know how to read this? Jeez. Default coverage. Okay, the coverage is actually. Oh, I see. I think I'm understanding. Because the coverage for the torso is 75% as opposed to 100%, which is the modular defense system. So even though the protection values could be considered higher, the coverage is actually lower, and therefore the values are technically lower. Jesus, I don't even know. How do you even read this? All right. So anyway, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna try to wear it. So there, that's what that amounts to. Now the jumpsuit, this goes close to the skin, right? This is something we can wear underneath everything. That's a zero encumbrance wear too, which gives a little warmth and breathability. Warmth we don't need. Does it give any protection? Negligible. So there's no reason to wear it, I guess, except for the warmth, which we don't need. So forget it. We already put on the modular defense system. So let's take off the riot armor suit. Looks like the chest ammo pouch is in conflict. We'll take it off. Now, our encumbrance is rather high on the torso. Let's see if that's all. Oh, well, it's 226 items in the backpack. Might be the reason. Yeah. Okay, our torso encumbrance with no backpack and the modular defense system is 11. However, we have not yet put on the additional components, all right? Which, where do we leave? Oh, there. Hmm? Do we drop them on the ground or something? Wait. Maybe they already went on. Oh, they did. Okay, so that already gave us the prototype mantle and the prototype skirt. Let's favorite all of that stuff, I guess. I guess we'll favorite the Dazzle rifle. We don't want to drop it by mistake. Okay. So that's a very low torso encumbrance. I'm impressed by that. How do we get like our total protection value? I don't know. The Western holster is conflicting with something too, because it's strapped to my torso. Well, we can stand that encumbrance. Let's wear the hiking backpack and drop out everything that we don't need to have in it over here, because apparently we got a bunch of stuff. We can unfavorite some of the stuff that we're dropping. Riot armor suit, tactical gloves. And then we no longer favorite the chest ammo pouch. Apparently it's empty anyway, so that's good. Oh, we need to read trifacet handling procedures. Let's do that really quick. Read the trifacet? No. Read the trifacet thing. Okay, a chapter of this book takes 45 minutes to read. Requires intelligence 12 to easily read. Holy shit. Requires electronic knowledge level 3 to read. What? Does it say anything else? Can bring electronics to 6. They're going to recommend an electronic skill of 6, in other words, to deactivate the robot. That's okay. We need an electronic skill and a computer skill to use the man hack that we bought. So it's probably a good thing to grind out for a little while. Don't know if we want to make an episode out of it. Probably not. I think we'll look at where the other 2 missions are and consider doing one of them or getting in the area of one of them. Okay. Now this is going to take a little reading. We may do that off camera. So but anyway, we know what that's about now. Let's drop everything over here that we don't strictly need. Let's sort out our loot. Okay. I want to look at our missions that we picked up now. So we've got Iron Safari, disable and retrieve the unusual robot. What the hell? We've got a free merchant and some guards over here. They weren't there before. We'll have to go check that out now. Okay, disable the robot. It could be a worse location for sure. It's outside the cities. So it's right over here in this little patch of trees. Okay, good. What about the return to sender? Find the corpse of Hubba One's AI researcher. Where's it at? Let me move my OBS window, usually the offender. Yep, it is. Once again, nearly every mission we pick up is to our northwest. Yeah, okay, so that mission will happen right on the outskirts of Northborough. This is where we're going to have to kill a bunch of soldier zombies, probably. You know, it's not in the center of a giant city, so that won't be too bad. We can probably drive up here somewhere and get their attention and just have a giant shootout. Then when the zombies get bad, we can just drive further away and return for another giant shootout. That is on our way back to the lab, so that'll be a good one to do on our way home, I think. Let's go see what these free merchants are about. This is really wild. I've never seen wandering NPCs before. They're further to the left. Okay. Wait, are they in one of these rooms? No. Are they in this courtyard? It must be right on the other side of that wall. Huh? Hey, look at there. Huh. What are you guys doing? Look at this. Wait, when we came through here, oh, they put up tents. Animal skin walls. A wall made out of animal skin. Either an amazing or horrifying sight. I guess it depends on the animal, doesn't it? And they brought some crates with them. Pillows. They lay down an industrial yellow carpet. They got some gallon jugs sitting out. I'll be danged. Okay, let's talk to somebody. We'll talk to Bertie Stockton, the free merchant. He says, you're deaf and can't talk. He said something, but I couldn't hear it. Okay, let's take out the makeshift earplugs. Bertie Stockton, free merchant, says, you see anything you want, Marshall? What are you doing here? Wait, he called me Marshall. That's awesome. The NPCs know that we are a Marshall. Wow, that's cool. All right. I said, what are you doing here? He says, I keep to my own business and you keep to yours, Marshall. Seem like a fair deal? Mm-hmm. Keep safe then. Still plenty of outlaws in the roads. Perhaps you should tend to your job, Marshall. All right, let's trade. Neat. Got a bunch of dehydrated fish, meat jerky, pemmican, tallow. He's got hub coins. Oh, you sure you came across these hub coins legally? Cargo pants, throwing axe. Huh. But pretty much the guy sells dried food at $3 per dried fish. Wow. $4 for dehydrated meat. Why, I yada. I'm going to talk to your guards. Hey, Alan End Times Maze. Keep civil, or I'll bring the pain. Hey, how'd you get saddled with guard duty? It's honest work, and now and then I get to take a zombie down. Huh. Well, bye. I'm going to talk to young Exile Gaunt. How'd you get saddled with guard duty? None of your business, really. Is it? I can just see that guy spitting some chaw, you know. All right, well, that was interesting. Blew my mind. Yeah, Kanji not ready to take down a malfunctioning robot, I think. Where did our skitterbot go? Is that a tool? It's probably a weapon, so it's probably over here. Or not skitterbot, a tear gas grenades. Molotov cocktails, flashbangs, EMP grenades, C4 explosives. Ooh, C4 explosives and dynamite. Pipe bombs. We got all kind of bombs and shit. Rebar spear. There. Okay, the inactive manhack is a tool. What's our computer skill? Computers. It's almost 2. So I'm not feeling too bad about trying to activate the manhack, to be honest, because we've got what? Electronics. Electronics 3. And actually, we've almost, we read halfway to 4. We got electronics 3, and we've almost got computers 2. Let's see if we've got, we ought to be able to practice computers. This won't raise your skill above 2. Okay. There's another computer. Yeah, intermediate. However, you do not possess the minimum skill required to practice this. We can bring our computer up to 5. Written in Pro Hacker Secrets and using the laptop. So, computer skill is technically 1, it says. That's interesting. So we ought to go over here, hit the beginner skill, and let it hit 2. Okay, there. Then we should be able, hey, we're done. Then we should be able to do the intermediate right there. Yeah, that can take us higher. We're going to piddle around on the laptop with an eye toward, now that we've seen how the manhack works and we've gotten a glance at some of the paperwork regarding the other robot, the try thingy. I think your proficiency has increased. Okay, great. That brought our practical computing skill to 3, so that's cool. And can we practice something electronic related that will bring that up quick? Electronic soldering raises the electronic skill to 2. I want to bring it to 4, basically. So what have we got? Electrical circuit design will raise it, but not above 3. Okay. Semiconductor circuits can raise it to 4. Now, you cannot craft because you lacked a certain proficiency, which is semiconductors. I get this. Oh, proficiency required electrical circuits. Like that? Electrical circuits? That's interesting. We don't have a multimeter or a voltmeter. Okay. And we can't craft one of those things. So we need to keep our eyes out for a multimeter or a voltmeter in order to practice a higher level of electronic skill. Very interesting. Very interesting. Not to mention, Kunji's rifle skill is going to be a factor in shooting this gun. So what's our rifles looking like? Looking like it ain't even 97%. Okay, can we practice rifles? Yes, we can. You can raise our rifle skill to 3, but I need an aim game target practice kit. Okay. Huh. Aim game. Oh, you know what? I bet that's a building recipe like this. You cannot construct one in a vehicle. Let's look at the construction menu. Huh. No, nothing about aiming or gaming. Nothing about gaming either. We can't make an aim game kit for some reason. We need to figure out why. All right, I'm going to wrap the episode up here, and the reason is because I'm probably going to grind. I'm going to grind some computers, I'm going to grind some electronics, and I'm going to see what it's going to take to grind up our rifles in preparation for the deactivate the robot quest. Yeah, and then we'll do the other quest on the way home. That'll probably take an whole episode, and then we will enter a lab. These are the projected 3 next episodes. A Hubbo 1 mission, then another Hubbo 1 mission, and then enter a lab. Now, you know me, if I think it's going to take 3 episodes, it'll take a minimum of 6. But this is our projected plan unless we die trying to deactivate that robot in the next episode. But I hope you've enjoyed this one as much as I have. I'll see you in the next one. And in the meantime, take care.